What if the most powerful man in the world was murdered by the people he trusted most? Not on a battlefield, not by enemies, but surrounded by friends, holding knives. The assassination of Julius Caesar wasn't just a murder, it was a betrayal so shocking. It changed Rome forever. And the deeper you look into that day, the darker it becomes. Ancient Rome, a city drowning in power, greed, and fear. The streets smelled of sweat, smoke, and blood from endless wars. Crowds shouted through crowded markets, while politicians whispered behind marble walls. And above them all stood one man, Julius Caesar, a military genius, a conqueror, a leader so successful that many Romans began believing he was unstoppable. After conquering Gaul and defeating his enemies in civil war, Caesar returned to Rome as a living legend. People cheered his name, statues rose across the city. Some even called him a god. But inside the Roman Senate, fear was spreading, because Rome hated kings, and many senators believed Caesar secretly wanted absolute power. But that was only the beginning. Strange warnings soon surrounded him. Ancient writers described eerie omens before his death. Birds behaving strangely, unnatural storms, whispers from fortune-tellers. One prophet reportedly warned Caesar, "Beware the Ides of March." March 15th, a date that would become one of history's darkest days. Even Caesar's wife begged him not to leave home that morning. She claimed she saw terrifying visions during the night. Blood, statues collapsing, death. For a moment, Caesar hesitated. But then, he ignored the warnings and walked directly toward his fate. The Senate chamber waited in silence. Cold marble floors, flickering torchlight, soft echoes of sandals against stone. Hidden beneath robes, daggers. Dozens of senators had secretly joined the conspiracy. Some feared Caesar's growing power. Others wanted revenge. But perhaps the most disturbing part, many of them were close friends. Men Caesar trusted. As he entered the chamber, senators surrounded him slowly. Too slowly, too carefully. Something felt wrong, but by then, it was too late. What happened next still haunts historians today. Suddenly, one senator grabbed Caesar's toga. Another pulled out a blade. Then chaos exploded. Knives flashed through the air. Shouts echoed off the walls. Senators stabbed Caesar again, and again, and again. Ancient accounts claim he was stabbed 23 times. Imagine the horror of that moment. The most powerful man in Rome, falling beneath a storm of blades, blood spreading across the marble floor. And then came the moment that became legendary. Caesar saw one final face among the attackers. Marcus Junius Brutus, a man many believed was like a son to him. According to legend, Caesar whispered, "Et tu, Brute! You too, Brutus!" And with that, the ruler of Rome collapsed at the foot of Pompey's statue. The betrayal was complete, but that was only the beginning. The conspirators believed they had saved Rome. They thought Caesar's death would restore freedom. Instead, they unleashed disaster. Panic consumed the city. Citizens flooded the streets in terror. Torches burned through the night. And when Caesar's will was read aloud, everything changed. Because the people loved him far more than the senators realized. Riots exploded. Mobs hunted the conspirators. Rome descended into chaos and civil war. And from Caesar's death, a new empire rose, led by his adopted heir, Augustus. In trying to stop one ruler, the senators accidentally created something even bigger, the Roman Empire itself. That's the terrifying irony. The betrayal that was supposed to save the Republic destroyed it forever. Isn't it strange? The knives that killed Caesar also killed the old Rome. More than 2,000 years later, the assassination of Julius Caesar still fascinates the world. Because it wasn't just murder, it was fear, ambition, power, and betrayal at the highest level imaginable. But perhaps the darkest mystery is this. Did Caesar truly want to become king? Or did paranoia create the tragedy itself? We may never fully know. And maybe that's why the story still feels so haunting today. Because history has shown us something terrifying again and again. Sometimes, the people closest to power are the ones most willing to spill blood for it. If you enjoyed this cinematic journey into ancient Rome, subscribe for more dark historical stories and forgotten mysteries. And comment below. Do you think Julius Caesar was a hero or a dangerous man becoming too powerful? And if you want to uncover another shocking betrayal from history, watch the next video now, because some betrayals never stop echoing through time.